Each song has its meanings in a certain time and space. As time goes by, the meanings are further added. I'm Taiwanese and I love the place where I grew up. But the more I grow up, the more I find I don't understand many things that happened in the past. As a music teacher, realizing the stories behind Taiwanese folk songs become my way to unravel the secrets of the past. In fact, when I tell my students these stories, I also tell them the history of that time. This is very meaningful for us because some history couldn't even be mentioned in the past few decades due to political factors. One of these songs I taught is Rice Dumplings, which is a famous Taiwanese folk song composed by a middle school teacher in 1949. After World War II, Japan unconditionally surrendered. Taiwan finally broke away from Japan's 50 years colonial rule in 1945. People thought that a better life would come after the restoration. However, Taiwan instead faced the problems of food shortage and soaring prices. All industries were depressed and many people were facing the predicament of unemployment. This song certainly reflects the difficult living conditions at that time. One day at midnight, the composer finally finished correcting students' papers and was chatting with his wife. Suddenly, they heard a paddling voice from the end of the alley. "Rice dumplings! Delicious rice dumplings!" When his wife heard the cordial call, she couldn't help but feel like a heart. With compassion, she suggested that her husband compose the song for the man who sells rice dumplings. Unfortunately to some, the lyrics describe the hardship of Taiwan seem to accuse the government of incompetence. Therefore, the song was restricted and banned from singing. It was not until 50 years later that the singer Guo Jingfa covered it and made it popular once again. Rice Dumplings was later adapted into many versions including instrumentals. One interesting version was created by a Japanese composer, Masaaki Hayakawa, and included in the classical music album Four Seasons of Taiwan. Speaking to Four Seasons, we are unavoidable to think of Vivaldi's most famous works. Vivaldi was one of the famous musicians in the 17th century, the so-called Baroque period of musical history. Mr. Hayakawa is an authority of the study of Vivaldi's works in Japan. He imitated Vivaldi's Four Seasons to rearrange 12 Taiwanese folk songs with the style of the Baroque violin concerto. The song Rice Dumplings is one of the songs in the season of summer. Why is this song classified as summer? Because in June, we have the Dragon Boat Festival. On this day, my family usually gathers together. eating rice dumplings wrapped by my mother, and watching the dragon boat race on TV. Another special activity is standing eggs. It is said the Earth's gravity is stronger than usual on Dragon Boat Festival noon, so people can stand an egg anywhere. I remember that my siblings and I were against the heavy sun and competed with each other to see who stood the eggs first. This was almost my favorite festival as a child, because it is an important day to reunite with the family. Rice dumplings further as a symbol to evoke the sojourners' homesickness of the family and homeland. My husband once told me when he was studying in Belgium, he couldn't help tearing up when he heard this song. Now I'm in Houston, a place about 1,300 kilometers away from Taiwan. I think I can understand how he felt at that time. I found that my sense of identity has been deepened since I knew more about the place where I grew up. Once our choir hosted a concert for Taichung, the city where I lived for more than 30 years. Rice Dumplings was one of the songs at the concert. Only then did I know that the composer was from Taichung. My emotion to this song has been even stronger since then. As mentioned in the book, Singing Taiwan, the real-life content in popular songs are not directly written by the lyrics, but are created or projected through the viewer's imagination, memory, and experience. The legacy of the song and the story behind it has added meaning, not only for my husband, but also for me and many others because of the memories that we hold in our hearts.